I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Congressman Stephen Horsford voiced his support for the Wildfire Response and Drought Resiliency Act on the House floor Friday. Horsford highlighted some of the 49 individual bills that make up the legislation. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the legislation, quote, would authorize projects to mitigate the risks of drought and wildfires. The Nevada Democrats said that this act will, quote, address some of the issues being caused by this heat and drought that the West is currently facing.
The gentleman from Arkansas reserves. The gentleman from Colorado is recognized.
Madam Chair, I yield 2 minutes to the distinguished gentleman from Nevada, Mr. Horsford.
The gentleman from Nevada is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and it's great to see you at the chair. I'd like to thank Chairman Grijalva for yielding the time and bringing this important bill to the floor, and I applaud my friend and colleague, the gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Neguse, for leading this legislation. Madam Speaker, I rise today in strong support of H.R. 5118, the Wildfire Response and Resiliency Act. As a native of Las Vegas, I grew up with frequent trips to Lake Mead, which is part of my district. That is why it is heartbreaking to see levels at Lake Mead at their lowest point since the reservoir was first filled in 1937. It is currently only 27% full. Madam Speaker, Nevada and much of the west of the U.S. has experienced a very hot and dry summer, fueling drought and even fires in some areas. In this year's appropriation bill, we secured $6 million for Lake Mead, the Las Vegas Wash Program, to directly address the falling water levels. And this legislation, the Wildfire Response and Resiliency Act, will further address some of the issues being caused by this heat and drought. This package represents 49 individual member bills, bringing together many great ideas and solutions to the problem. Madam Speaker, it establishes new hiring authorities and minimum basic pay for the brave men and women who serve as wildland firefighters. It provides $500 million to prevent key reservoirs like Lake Mead from declining to unsafe levels. It invests in drought-proof water infrastructure like water recycling and desalination projects. And Madam Speaker, this legislation also secures water reliability for Indian country, investing $1 billion in tribal clean water access. And it will support the development of modern water management data and technology. H.R. 5118 will protect and restore important ecosystems, and I encourage this body to pass this legislation. I yield back.
The gentleman yields.